fight on the biggest stage, Ilia, the Matador, Topuria.
It doesn't matter what people say or what people think about me. I know that I'm going to be the biggest superstar in the UFC because of all the things you are going to see.
Va a acabar, Vámonos. Últimos 10, Ilia, últimos 10. ¿Cómo has visto el entrenamiento?
Pues tengo la sensación de que pesa como un tanque y luego me parece un experto en quitarle la moral al más pintado. da igual, quien venga al rato ya no tiene moral.
¿Y qué es lo que más te llama la atención?
Creo que el trabajo de hoy fue excelente.
Increíble. Que mantener la técnica durante todos los asaltos es lo realmente complicado. Eso es lo que intento hacer, de no imponerme con la fuerza física, sino con la técnica.
The UFC may have found the perfect fight for a historic White House event because this matchup has everything fans love: power, chaos, precision, pressure, and two fighters who genuinely believe they can knock the other man unconscious. While many experts are already leaning toward Ilia Topuria as the favorite, nobody is counting out Justin Gaethje because when Gaethje steps into the octagon, violence is guaranteed. Topuria has already begun preparing for what many believe could become one of the wildest fights of the year. The undefeated superstar has been riding unbelievable momentum after dominating some of the biggest names in MMA. His confidence is now at an all-time high, and according to many analysts around the sport, he looks like a fighter entering his prime at the perfect moment. But standing across from him is one of the most dangerous knockout artists the UFC has ever seen. Justin Gaethje is not just another contender. He is the definition of pressure, aggression, and unpredictability. Every fight he enters turns into a war. Whether he wins or loses, fans know they are about to witness violence. That is exactly why this matchup is so dangerous for both men. Topuria may be the more technical fighter, but Gaethje has built his entire career on dragging opponents into uncomfortable chaos where one mistake can instantly end the night. Many experts believe the fight becomes terrifying because of how their styles collide. Topuria is known for his surgical precision, clean boxing, elite timing, and calm mentality under pressure. Gaethje, meanwhile, fights like a man willing to walk through fire just to land one devastating shot. Those two styles together almost guarantee fireworks. The betting odds shocked many people early on because bookmakers opened Gaethje as a massive underdog. Some fans immediately called it disrespectful considering Gaethje has spent years fighting the absolute best fighters in the world. Even people around the MMA community admitted they felt the odds underestimated him. But Gaethje himself does not seem bothered by the criticism. Throughout his career, he has embraced being doubted. In many ways, that underdog mentality is exactly what made him such a dangerous fighter in the first place. Before the matchup was officially locked in, many people wondered whether Topuria would even accept such a dangerous fight. Instead, he welcomed it with complete confidence. At the press conference, Topuria appeared calm, relaxed, and almost emotionless while speaking about Gaethje. He respected Justin's abilities but made it clear he believes he operates on a completely different level from everyone else in the division. Gaethje, however, sounded equally motivated. Fighting on a historic White House card clearly means a lot to him. He spoke emotionally about where he came from and how surreal it feels to represent his country on such a massive stage. But even during that emotional moment, Gaethje still reminded everyone what his true mission is. He promised fans that once the cage door closes, he will be hunting for a knockout from the opening seconds. That mentality is exactly why fans love him. Gaethje openly admitted he does not care about playing it safe. He is coming to throw missiles and attempt to knock Topuria out in spectacular fashion. For many fighters, that kind of reckless aggression would be dangerous. But for Gaethje, it is the style that made him one of the most exciting fighters in UFC history. Topuria responded with the same cold confidence that has become part of his identity. Rather than getting emotional or aggressive, he calmly explained that Gaethje has never fought someone like him before. According to Topuria, Justin may have experienced power punchers, pressure fighters, and elite competitors, but he has never faced someone with Topuria's complete package of timing, precision, power, and composure. One of the biggest moments from the press conference came when Gaethje was asked where Topuria ranks among the toughest opponents he has ever faced. Surprisingly, Justin gave him enormous praise. He called Topuria his second toughest challenge ever behind only Khabib Nurmagomedov. That statement immediately grabbed attention because of the legendary names Gaethje has fought throughout his career. Gaethje specifically mentioned Topuria's incredible recent victories over elite fighters and called the run legendary. He acknowledged that beating someone on such an unstoppable streak would make the victory even sweeter. That moment showed the level of respect Gaethje has for Topuria's abilities, even while fully believing he can still win the fight. Topuria later delivered one of the coldest lines of the entire press conference when backup fighter discussions came up. Without changing his expression, he casually stated that he does not care who stands in front of him because he plans to break his opponent's jaw in the first minute regardless of who it is. The calmness in his delivery made the statement even more intimidating. Several UFC legends and analysts have already shared their opinions on the matchup, and most of them appear to lean slightly toward Topuria. Demetrius Johnson described Topuria as one of the most technically sound fighters he has ever seen in mixed martial arts. According to Johnson, everything Topuria does feel strategic and calculated. He praised the rhythm in his boxing, his timing, and the way he avoids unnecessary movement. Johnson repeatedly used the word surgical when talking about Topuria's style. He explained that there are almost no openings in Topuria's game because every attack is set up perfectly. Combined with his knockout power, that precision becomes extremely dangerous. Johnson even admitted that if he had to make a prediction, he would probably lean toward Topuria by knockout. At the same time, Johnson refused to count Gaethje out completely. He praised Justin's intelligence, experience, and ability to adapt during fights. According to him, Gaethje has a very high fight IQ and understands how to create opportunities under pressure. But the big question remains: what strategy can Gaethje realistically use against someone as complete as Topuria? That same concern was shared by Dustin Poirier, who discussed how difficult it is to handle Topuria's range and boxing pressure. Poirier explained that fighters usually only find success against Topuria in close boxing exchanges, but Topuria controls that range so effectively that opponents rarely get comfortable there. Poirier also highlighted Topuria's terrifying knockout ability, calling it the touch of death. According to Dustin, one clean punch from Topuria can completely change a fight instantly. What makes it even scarier is that Topuria is not even considered a massive lightweight physically. His power comes from technique, timing, and confidence rather than size. Another major advantage for Topuria is his grappling. Many casual fans focus mainly on his boxing, but experienced fighters understand that his ground game may be equally dangerous. Poirier mentioned that Topuria's grappling skills are elite and that there is really nowhere safe to fight him. Whether the fight stays standing or goes to the ground, Topuria appears comfortable everywhere. Still, nobody is ignoring the danger Gaethje brings. Even those picking Topuria admit Gaethje can instantly change everything with one punch or one brutal calf kick. His unpredictability makes him terrifying because he never stops moving forward no matter how much damage he takes. Coach Tim Welch also discussed the matchup and admitted that while Topuria should probably be favored due to his youth and momentum, Gaethje remains incredibly dangerous. Welch pointed out that Gaethje's power, wrestling, calf kicks, and willingness to engage in chaos make him one of the hardest fighters in the world to prepare for. Meanwhile, Chael Sonnen talked about advice from Roy Jones Jr. regarding how fighters should defend against Topuria's punches. Sonnen explained that while defensive techniques like slipping, rolling, and absorbing shots may work in boxing, they become much more dangerous in MMA because of the small 4-ounce gloves. According to Sonnen, intentionally absorbing Topuria's punches in MMA could be disastrous. One clean connection could completely end the fight before a fighter even has time to recover. That warning perfectly captures why so many people view Topuria as one of the scariest strikers in the sport right now. As the fight approaches, Topuria is already deep in training camp preparing specifically for Gaethje's aggressive style.